Hello there. Happy Sunday to you, or happy Eid al-Adha, which is the Ileya day today. Okay, so good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun, and it is Sunday Sermon live. Thank you so much for joining me as usual. Please, if you don't have any thick skin, if words can get to you because of what we're going to say about these rogues in Nigeria, I advise you not to watch this broadcast for your own good. If you are the type who love political correctness, don't talk like that. Show some respect and all of that kind of thing. Don't watch this. Others, tell them. If you know this, there was a big, huge kidnapping that took place in Lagos State yesterday. I will tell you about it. And they said a bandit kidnapped them. Bani and few others were kidnapped at Falomo in Ekoyi, not far from Tinubu's house. Even when Tinubu was in Lagos, they still carried out the kidnapping, and they are demanding for $1.5 million ransom. Meanwhile, the Nigerian senators have agreed with the Nigerian House of Representatives. Don't compromise Tinubu's safety. Buy him a new plane. Shettima too. Well, I am going to take a dig at those useless elders whose tribalism, xenophobic tendencies are being passed down. Reject them. So Sunday sermon normally will take us about between 2 to 3 hours, but we started late. But let's see how far this will take us so that we can possibly have a chat where you can phone in. I probably could create a time this afternoon, and if I can't, I'll let you know. Okay? So the news out there, first thing first, Eid al-Mubarak. Okay? Happy Eid al-Adha to all the Muslim faithfuls celebrating Ileya today. I know this is sort of like since APC, came in, Ileyas and few other kind of celebrations have become mixed for many people. But you still have to celebrate what is theirs, no matter what. So enjoy it today as it goes on. And then, we'll go back to life tomorrow again, after and after. But while we are here, as you are celebrating Ileya, as you're celebrating Eid al-Adha, right, here and there, you also need to be very much security conscious. Be very careful, okay? I have seen people who have been complaining of, their inability to buy RAM and so many other complaints, because the cost of a RAM right now is like everything else. But listen, as much as it may not be the type of Ileya you want, or even if it is the type for you that you still have the money, you still have to be very careful. Because yesterday in Lagos, the Muhammad Fuani, a Lebanese, and from what I gathered, right, They were the ones in charge of, they call them the Fuani electronic distributors, right? Distribution company or so in Nigeria. So I heard that there are those who are distributing the Samsung products, iSense products in Nigeria. So which means they are quite big and they are Lebanese. So yesterday, gunmen trailed their MD, the person who is kind of in charge. So he was tailed and then caught and he got abducted just at Falomo. For those of you who know Ikoyi very well, you know, Ikoyi, that Falomo side and others, right? You know, it is the abode of those who believe that they are the elites of Nigeria, because you're going to see all tribes there. Yoruba, Hausa, Igbos, big men, big women, big names, and all of them. So because before now, they barricaded themselves to that place, and it wasn't meant to be, like it was meant to be a safe place. Different from the mainland, kind of, but not anymore. Okay? So the failed bad governance is not going to protect anybody, including foreigners. And with this, and as this continues to escalate, it is expected to continue to send a very bad wrong signal, no matter how much you try to live in denial of it. So the kidnappers who took Muhammad Fuhani from Falomo yesterday, they are now demanding for $1.5 million. Nigeria media reported it as bandits kidnapped Fuhani MD or Fuhani Electronics or Fuhani Distribution, whatever, kidnapped bandits in Lagos. I know they don't have to be Fulani terrorists, but they are terrorists. So the failed government that you have in Nigeria has created enough different categories of criminals, okay? And this particular one is also mixed, because I know that there are those who have the capability or the capacity to actually unleash violence, terror on the supposed rich, because they are also vulnerable. They have to exist in the, in the midst of millions of people that the system is dealing with or destroying on a daily basis. You're a rich man with your big car, big house, and all of that, with your security, with everything, bulletproof car as well. How is not going to keep you safe, where there are people who knows that or who blames those of you who are like rich. And in Nigeria, you only have few people who have real source of how they make their billions, if not from stolen money or collaborating in laundering money for those in government. So the saying that the time is coming that the poor will have nothing to eat but the rich is also coming to play. We have seen those that we believe are immune from all of this madness, or those who believe they are immune, becoming targets of different organized crime. I know the chunk of it is shared by the poor, vulnerable, powerless Nigerians. But Nigeria has gotten to a stage where your money, your connection is not going to protect you. I know the whole crime scene is going to start from the lowest of the what do you call it, of the ladder, and then until it gets to the top, and the whole thing will then collapse. 1.5 million is demanded, and that is probably a better alert and warning for all those who are expatriates in Nigeria. The criminals in charge of Nigeria, they cannot protect you. Those of you who are part of those who are ruining and destroying Nigeria, feeling protected, you cannot be protected when the consequences of what all of you are cooking, the power you think you have, right? when the consequences of all of that starts coming. I sympathize with the families of this, business men. They are the latest victims of Nigeria. They said, may Nigeria not happen to you. And some think it's because you hate Nigeria. That's why you are praying that prayer. No, when it happens to you, you will be so lucky. You will be one of the luckiest to live to tell the story. There are people that Nigeria has happened to. They never live to tell the story. But that is that. Talking about the hardship in Nigeria, which almost everyone has something to say. Things are so hard. Everything is increasing now that the inflation has jumped as well, right? So everybody is lamenting, oh, this or that. However, the rogues in government continue to amuse themselves that all of their actions, though misunderstood by you all, will pay off later, while they continue to make serious, damning fiscal decisions. I'm talking about they are spending the money that they don't have. And the places where they are getting this money from, the conditions they are giving them is to go and further devalue their money. And something they gladly did and still doing. So you see, in this whole chaos, people should calm down. People should give them time, and all that thing you are hearing. Okay, normally, it's more or less like there's nothing you can do anyway. Okay, than just to wait or give them time. Abi, there's nothing you can do. But why you are waiting, and then you are scrambling for whatever you can get to survive. These rogues are planning to buy 2 brand new aircraft for Tinubu and Shettima. I told you, you see, there is this voice inside me telling me that, Baba, they have already placed the order for the planes. You see all this talk, and it's not going to come from Tinubu. The demand for a new plane. They have told Nigerians now that Tinubu's plane is unserviceable. Shettima's plane, unserviceable. I don't know which plane Tinubu flew to Lagos yesterday. Maybe the unserviceable plane. I don't know. But the impression is that Tinubu will crash anytime, or Shettima will crash anytime, or if they don't get a brand new plane. And that they will never allow to happen. Yeah, Nigeria doesn't have money. We are planning to borrow. I mean, we can't pay the workers as of now. At the same time, we don't want the president to die in a plane crash. That's true. No, buy it too. So the Nigerian senators, they have now joined the House of Rep committee asking that they buy a plane for Tinubu. So if I ask you, right, how much do you think? Let me put it this way, okay? Tinubu's house in Lagos was renovated with 4 billion naira. His Old Rock house, where Bokwari left, was renovated with 7 billion. The place that Shettima stays in Abuja, Aguda House, the same place that Pastor Ruga stayed, they renovated the place with 4 billion. Then they went on to say they completed the vice presidential quarters. So that will be the house now, 21 billion. So they said the office of Bajabia Mole, from the annual budget of 700 million under Tinubu, under Bokwari, the people that occupied the office of National Security Advisor to Bokwari, their top budget, including Gambari, was put at 780 or so million, less than 800 million naira a year. But in the first year of Bajabia Mole, his own budget as the national security advisor to Tinubu is 10.8 billion naira. I don't know if you remember that though, right? Then the office of the first lady needed, to be kind of rejigged and all of that. They needed new cars and all of that. 41 billion naira. The Nigerian judiciary, the judges, they are poor, not paid well. So Tinubu increased their salary by over 500%. Then he gave them another 44 billion naira, just for the judiciary to feel better, right? Then the National Assembly, okay, this comprises of members who have been senators. Some of them have been senators for the past 20 years, some for the past 16 years. However, as they come back, they needed new cars. They don't have car. They are homeless. They didn't have anything. So for them to settle down properly, 247 billion naira. Okay. And at the same time, the rogues also increased the renovation of their National Assembly complex. The one they said they wanted to renovate for 25 billion under Bukwari, they have renovated it now. And guess what? It cost Nigeria over 70 billion naira to renovate the National Assembly, repaint and everything. And each lawmaker got a car of 160 million naira each. But 60,000 naira is going to bankrupt Nigeria as a minimum wage. So if I ask you, how much do you think they are going to spend in buying 2 new aircraft, in your own estimation, like presidential jets? Remember that World Bank just approved 2.2 billion. That is on its way to Nigeria now, $2.2 billion. I hope you know that. So from that 2.2 billion, just how much do you think they will remove from it to buy a plane for Shettima? And so that Tinubu can work well to reform Nigeria economy. Somebody said $100 million. Nah, they will spend more than that. 200. Nah, they have to put their own jara now. And they have to put their jara, maybe 300. Although they wouldn't have to buy plane that cost $300 million. But Nigerians will pay $300 million, even for a plane of $70 million, $80 million. Okay? Presidential jet. How much is the American presidential jet worth? I know there is nothing like it. And American presidential jet is more than how many years old? I don't know. But Nigeria will pay with borrowed money. Nigeria will borrow money to buy plane, to buy aircraft for the president and vice president. It is for the, it's for the glory of Nigeria. It is for efficiency. It is for, and finally, is it Tinubu's? At least they are not buying it for Tinubu. It is for the office of president. That's the final argument. You know that. Why are you talking as if to say it is Tinubu that want to buy the plane? Is it not for the office of the president? I say, So finally, that's going to be the argument. I just thought you should know, okay? Especially those of you dishonest hypocrites, okay? That sort of have a way of explaining to the poorest Nigerians who are victims of this economic jihad. You have a way of explaining economics to them. You have a way of trying to, but here you are, majority of you who knows how to explain economy to all of us. You will only have just few words. No, I don't support it, but that's enough. But when it comes to how to have people to understand how economy works and then why they should give them time, you have thousands of words to convince people that everyone telling them that they are being lied to. And if they don't stop these guys, they will never stop. That those people are trying to incite them Baba, do you need anybody to incite you to confront these rogues that will do anything and everything with impunity? Nothing will happen. Nothing. That's the impression. Nothing will happen. And this morning, yeah, we saw this. We saw this somewhere in Lagos. It said grassroots support Tinubu 2027, the 1019 initiative. They have started mounting posters everywhere. Like, I don't know how to possibly describe their level of insensitivity. They don't care. Then I also don't know how to explain the gullibility of a lot of people who kind of are building this false hope in these rogues, despite looking at all of their actions and inactions and on, and how much of that is affecting you directly. You get that now? So you have that they don't care, and a lot of you knows that they don't. But you are comfortable with some of it enough that you are scared of the alternatives. So scared of the other alternatives, like, where people are spreading this tribal, ethnic, religious, and all of this nonsense to keep the supposed victims of bad governance busy trying to argue with themselves. Yeah. Who hate them, or who they don't hate, or they don't like, and the rest of that, where they are busy based on this tribal stuff. And that is why Doyin Okugbe, that old for nothing, old haggard, sick old man, chooses to turn what could ordinarily have been, listen, all of you are abusing me because I am now supporting Tinubu. Right? Why not just say that than go on to say, to fly the kites of a tribal bigotry, so to say. I don't know, some of you have possibly come across the latest Doyin Okugbe's rant on social media. Well, if you haven't come across it, I advise you not to look for it. You see, and I'm also happy enough that people who are responding to that old weary. And it kind of, those who are responding to him are more of the Yoruba flock. So let me gist you about that. You know that Doyin Okugbe has been running mad, okay, lately. And it is all coming back from him, right, trying to now publicly support Tinubu. And I don't think there's anything wrong in that, since we all agree that you cannot shame the shameless. It wouldn't even have been any of our business, my business too. Whatever he says about, what do you call it, Obi, or whatever he says about the obedient, so to say, if he did not have to drag the Yoruba into it. And as usual, I don't know if you have noticed, you see some of these older people in Nigeria, their level of tribalism, ethnicism, as well as the religious division that they promote. Then on the other hand, then they now demand for respect, to respect them. I don't know if any of you have really noticed. These are dangerous people. And there are many. Some people have tried to overcome their own bigotry and the rest of. But also, have you also noticed that majority of those, especially those ones who are like non-Igbos, or even those who are Igbos too, who sort of went against APC, Egbekegbe, as well as Tinubu, then they turn around a few months after. So in their way of trying to go and now show support to Tinubu, so they will have to like condemn the obedient, the Obi and all that, but they won't condemn Obi and obedient. They just take it straight down to the Igbos. For example, you will see some of, I mean, I don't know if you have noticed though, maybe I should re-explain, right? Those who at the time were not supporting Tinubu and somehow made you believe that they were against the establishment and they were looking to, here you get now. So after the whole show, the charade,